It was a quiet night in the summer of 1954 in Bay Village, Ohio, a calm, wealthy suburb along Lake Erie. But by morning, that peace was shattered by one of the most shocking crimes in American history. Marilyn Sheppard, the pregnant wife of a young, respected doctor named Sam Sheppard, was found brutally murdered in their home. What followed became one of the most controversial murder trials the United States had ever seen, filled with mystery, media chaos, and decades of courtroom battles over guilt and innocence. Welcome to CrimeLens, your window into shocking true crime stories and high-profile trials. We break down the facts, reveal hidden details, and uncover the truth behind the headlines. Subscribe now and hit the bell. Stay on top of every twist and turn. On the evening of July 3, 1954, the Sheppards invited their neighbors, the Houcks, over to watch a movie. After the movie ended, Marilyn and Sam said goodnight and went upstairs. Sam, tired from working long hospital hours, soon fell asleep on the living room couch. Sometime in the early hours of July 4th, Sam said he heard his wife cry out, "Sam!" He rushed upstairs to their bedroom and claimed he saw a form or bushy-haired man standing over Marilyn's body. Sam said he fought with this figure and was knocked unconscious. When he woke up, he said he stumbled around the house and found his wife covered in blood, brutally beaten to death. He later claimed he chased the intruder down to the beach behind their house, fought again, and was hit unconscious a second time. At 5:40 a.m., Sam called his friend, Mayor Houck, in a panic, saying, "My God, Spencer, get over here quick. I think they've killed Marilyn." Police found Marilyn's body in the bedroom. She had been hit more than 25 times in the head and face. Her bed was soaked in blood. Blood spatter covered the walls, ceiling, and furniture. There was evidence of a struggle, but the murder weapon was never found. Downstairs, the home looked slightly disturbed. Drawers open, a lamp knocked over. But police quickly decided it looked staged. Their son Sam Reese was found sleeping unharmed in his bed. Police also found Sam's missing wristwatch, keychain, and medical bag, later discovered in a bush outside the house. This, investigators believed, was an attempt to fake a burglary. Almost from the start, detectives and Coroner Gerber were suspicious of Dr. Sheppard's story. They felt it didn't make sense. There was no sign of forced entry, no missing valuables, and no evidence of a stranger. The police also noted that Sam had no serious injuries, just a bruised face and some scratches. They also discovered that Sam was having an affair with a woman named Susan Hayes, a medical technician who had worked with him. Sam later admitted to the affair during questioning. To the police, this gave him a motive, maybe a troubled marriage, a fight, jealousy, and then murder. Just 2 weeks after the crime, on July 30th, 1954, Sam Sheppard was arrested and charged with the murder of his wife. The trial began on October 18th, 1954, and lasted 9 weeks. It quickly became a media circus. Reporters flooded the courtroom. Newspapers called Sam the killer doctor. Headlines screamed guilt before the verdict was even in. The Cleveland Press ran stories demanding Sam's arrest and conviction, calling the case a disgrace to justice. The judge, Edward Blythen, allowed journalists full access, even sitting within the bar of the court. During the trial, the prosecution argued that Sam killed Marilyn after an argument about his affair. The coroner testified that Marilyn had been beaten with a surgical instrument, implying Sam could have used a tool from his medical bag. The blood found in the bedroom, they said, pointed to a domestic fight, not an outside attack. Sam's defense, led by attorney William Corrigan, said he was innocent and that the real killer escaped. But without strong forensic evidence or the murder weapon, the jury leaned toward the prosecution. On December 21, 1954, the jury found Sam Sheppard guilty of second-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison. For 10 long years, Sam maintained his innocence. He lost appeal after appeal, even as his case drew national attention. During this time, his parents both died, and his son grew up without him. Then, a young, sharp lawyer named F. Lee Bailey took over the case. Bailey believed Sam had been denied a fair trial due to media interference and judicial bias. In 1966, after years of legal battles, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Sam Sheppard had been denied due process. The justices said that the original trial was a carnival atmosphere, more about headlines than justice. They overturned his conviction and ordered a retrial. The retrial F. Lee Bailey presented a new defense strategy. He focused on forensic evidence, especially blood patterns and crime scene details. Bailey argued that the blood splatter suggested the killer was left-handed, while Sam was right-handed. He also introduced the theory that the real killer was a burglary suspect named Richard Eberling, who had worked as a window cleaner at the Sheppard home. Years later, Eberling would be convicted of another murder, lending credibility to the theory. The new jury deliberated for only 12 hours before reaching a verdict. Not guilty. After 12 years of being labeled a murderer, Sam Sheppard was finally a free man. Freedom did not bring peace. Sam's reputation was ruined, his career destroyed, and his health declining. He briefly tried to return to medicine, then took up professional wrestling under the name Killer Sheppard, which only worsened his image. He struggled with alcoholism and depression. In 1970, just 4 years after his acquittal, Sam Sheppard died of liver failure at age 46. The story didn't end with his death. In the 1990s, Sam's son, Dr. Sam Sheppard, tried to clear his father's name once and for all. DNA tests on blood from the crime scene were compared with modern methods. The tests showed that the blood found near Marilyn's body did not match Sam's DNA. However, courts ruled that this was not enough to officially exonerate him, as too much evidence had been lost or contaminated over time. The Sam Sheppard case became one of the most famous examples of how media can influence justice. It changed how courts handle publicity and fair trials. Many legal experts believe this case inspired the TV show The Fugitive, about an innocent man wrongly accused of killing his wife. To this day, no one truly knows who killed Marilyn Sheppard. A husband accused, a wife dead, a courtroom turned into a stage. The Sam Sheppard story isn't just about murder. It's about the fine line between guilt, innocence, and the power of public opinion. In the end, the question remains, was Sam Sheppard a killer or another victim of injustice?